This is Silicon Heartland Sessions, where we highlight the voices driving innovation across the Midwest and beyond. In our final episode, we explore what it takes to build a remote-first culture that actually works. Warner explains how intention, values, and smart rituals, not geography, are what really power healthy, high-performing teams. Huge thanks to our sponsors for making this possible. Rackspace Technology, your trusted multi-cloud solutions partner. Varonis, protecting enterprise data where it lives, on-prem and in the cloud. Trace3, helping organizations innovate through advanced IT strategy and execution. And Sigma Computing, enabling business users to explore live data without code. Let's get into it.
So having leaders, getting back to conversation we were having earlier about the qualities you're looking for in leaders, sounds to me like you want to make sure you've got leaders on your team that not only can say the right words, who are well versed in what our values are, but also demonstrate that in their day-to-day work and the things that they do.
Value alignment is key, right? And it's not a right or wrong thing, right? We put people first. Maybe somebody else's value is we always get the best results, but getting the best results at all costs means people are compromised. Sorry, you have to work 100 hours this week. We need to get this done.
Right.
Whereas maybe if we are putting people first, we step back and consider the order of events, commitments, how we can realign priorities and take care of the whole human, right? It's not right or wrong, but if there's value misalignment in the team, they're probably in the wrong place.
Right. Yeah, well said, man. So the other side of, a high-performing team isn't just, being able to execute, isn't just about being able to weather the storms. It's also being able to, keep up with technology trends and so forth. I think we'd agree one of the things that brought us into technology is the fact that it continuously evolves. And it's a really, really exciting place to be, to surf that technology wave. It takes balance. It takes effort. It takes energy. It takes focus. So when you think about your team and, continuously learning and growing, how do you carve out time, or how do you make sure that your team is staying up to speed on the latest technology advancements and so forth? And how do you personally do that?
Another one of our company values, we're always learning. And there are a lot of ways to make that real. I'll buy any book that anyone wants, right? And supporting the team's professional development, be it training classes or certifications or any sort of continuing education. Default answer is yes, right?
Excellent.
It's not about the budget allocation. It's about cool, how do we get it done? But that's really the easy stuff. I think it's not only enriching ourselves, but how do we help the team grow too? And having a team of exceptional folks, like folks who are top of their profession, really good at what they do, but people have different backgrounds and experience. There's always opportunities to learn in the team. We'll do lunch and learns where an internal project that somebody's been working on, they'll share with the team lessons learned. We do a similar thing with clients too, where if we're working on something interesting, we'll just get a lunch and learn and invite clients and friends. And the cool thing about stuff like that too is that it's a way the team can develop content to later give to user groups and conferences as well. So not only are we growing our team, we're growing the profession and creating more value in the world, contributing back to open source in areas that aren't tied to our core business or competitive advantage. If we use open source, get back to it. So just thinking about not only how are we developing ourselves, but how we're developing each other and the world and supporting it.
Heck yeah. I love it. Yeah, that is very inspirational. So Maybe pivoting to technology, I think this is a really nice segue because, we've talked a lot about corporate values and the values that you're driving into your companies and the way in which you operate on a day-by-day basis. We've also talked about how technology is continuing to evolve and so forth. Obviously, as a result of that, the corporate landscape itself is evolving as well. The pandemic with the rise of Zoom and Teams and, remote work and obviously artificial intelligence and so forth. How do you envision technology shaping the future of the workplace? And just to add a little bit of, a little bit of spice to that is, when it comes to the values that you espouse, tell me if I'm wrong, but it feels to me like relationships and person-to-person contact, communication. You've talked about, talking through things and empathizing and listening and so forth are all key elements to the culture and the values that you're trying to build. Do you see technology as an enabler for that, or do you see it as a hindrance, or maybe somewhere in between?
Well, we're talking on technology right now. Certainly a lot more intimate than it would have been using some of our older technologies.
That's very true.
Acknowledging when Skype added video, I don't know the exact timeline, but I want to say it was over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe a little too early. Yeah, it team's 100% remote and plan to keep it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think these things are mutually exclusive.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
Having people-centric values or sitting in an office or a shared space. Now, I think of a team working together in the context of hybrid, I suppose. But we have no plans to get an office, and I can't imagine a scenario where we will have one. That might change, and things change, but no plans, and I don't expect to have them. We use collaboration tools, video, messaging. We enable the team to work async. And we do have folks around the country. Some of our clients are around the country. And that's part of the lunch and learn exercise too. We'll do virtual lunch and learn so the whole team can participate. And then we'll do local events for the team and a lot of folks are around Columbus or around here. As the company grows, I plan to introduce more formal cadences or rituals around how we get together in person. But I don't think it's about the technology or really about the space. It's just being thoughtful and how we work together and making sure that we're enabling people to be collaborative and support each other.
I love that. There's lots of business owners, CEOs, COOs, CIOs.
Thanks for tuning in to Silicon Heartland Sessions. If this episode made you rethink what culture looks like in a remote world, be sure to subscribe, share, and leave a review. And a final shout out to our sponsors, Rackspace Technology, Varonis, Trace3, and Sigma Computing for their support of our growing tech community.